Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We have found ourselves in nature again. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. We're out here. 10 surprising things being alone does to you. Are you one of those people that loves being alone? Are the hands going up? Or are you one of those people that absolutely dislikes being alone because now you have no one to talk to? You're all by yourself. You don't know what to do. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? I get a lot of questions every single day, thousands. A lot of people write in saying they are feeling really alone right now because they're starting to see the world in a different way. I've been alone. I still am sometimes alone a lot of the times. And I'm going to share with you what's helped me along my journey, how I've actually used being alone to be a catalyst to help me become my greatest version. The first surprise you're going to get being alone is that it's going to make you really incredibly vulnerable. That is why 99.9% of planet Earth don't want to be alone. We give ourselves things to do. We distract ourselves with useless tasks. Hey, what you're doing is really important. We love to be busy. Ever phone someone? They're always like, I'm busy. Then they get stuck in the lift. Then they're calling you, help me. Being alone, number one, makes you really vulnerable. It makes you own your weirdness. I've been making videos for a long time. And there would be no infinite waters if my ass didn't land in a pile of grass. A lot of us, we think that being alone is so dreadful and terrible. There would be no me or the cat down the road. A lot of us, we don't want to take a look at ourselves. We don't want to say, oh my gosh, where did everyone go? They left your ass, that's where they went. They got away from you. And now you're all alone and you don't know what to do. When I went into nature, I went into a forest years ago. I had to sit down on a pile of grass and really reflect on my life. Then I started to look at myself and say, I'm actually quite weird. Oh my goodness. Then I realized it's okay. After years of doing that though. But it was a shock. Because when you are left by yourself, you start to see your thinking pattern. And your thinking pattern is really weird when you're by yourself. When you're with people, it's kind of different. Ever gone to a party, everyone giggling, you arrive late, and you still feel alone? But when you're actually alone, you begin owning your weirdness to say, I feel like I'm in a party again. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Number 2 is that you are now listening to yourself more than ever because you got no choice. No one's around to tell you this in this ear and to tell you that in the other one. No, you're on your own, Jojo. Sorry to break it to you. Your intuition grows tenfold. You become more sensitive. That's what happened to me along my journey. I could hear conversations 5,000 miles away. I know what you were saying about me. Thanks a lot. But what you said about me that other time wasn't nice. You become more humorous. When you are listening to yourself, you develop more respect for yourself. You probably got someone right now in your life telling you how to live your life. when you embrace being alone, you've got more respect for your own voice. You find your own voice in the sea of nonsense voices all around you. Yeah, that's how it works. Number 3 is you get to de-stress. We rush around all the time. We fill our lives with panic and anxiety. And when you are alone a lot, what helped me along my journey was realizing actually it's not that bad. It's not negative. Because I can recharge. I've been running around all day. I used to actually go into nature and just take 1 hour naps. Wake up, breathe in that good ass prana, baby, come home, and then go to sleep again. Best time ever. You get to reboot. Stress is what is making you unhappy. It's ending people's lives way earlier. Because once again, people haven't found inner balance. There is being alone and there is being isolated. What's the difference? Being isolated is when you are separate from everything. Being alone is where you are now becoming reintegrated with everything. Slow motion in nature in the morning. That's the paradox of being alone. You actually begin to find yourself, discover yourself, accept yourself. You've never done that before because you've always been at my house party. Can you hear that dog barking? It's not alone. Number 4 is that it puts things in perspective. You see, life is not perfect. Life won't go the way you want it all the time. Being alone allows you to surrender to the ebb and the flow of life. It allows you to release resistance of how you want life to be and to realize everything is happening exactly how it should and you are exactly where you need to be. I didn't want to interrupt that dog. It's beautiful. Actually, one of the first videos I made that went viral, how to clear your mind, I was with my dog and the dog helped it go viral. So of course I love dogs, baby. That's why I don't eat them. 7-day vegan challenge. You put things in perspective. You see that everything is connected. When I was moving towards a more plant-based diet, I had a lot of people saying, don't do it. It's going to be a terrible choice you're going to make. You're going to regret it. I wanted to improve my health by eating more plant-based foods. More spinach, more papaya, more watercress. One day, I was alone for a really long period of time, contemplating, reflecting on whether or not this was the right thing to do. Because I was starting to do it, I was losing a lot of weight. I was like, should I still continue? And I put things in perspective to say, the reason why there are so many problems on this planet is because we feel our huge ego. We feel as human beings, we own everything. We own the animals. No. So you begin to put things in perspective to realize we are part of the ecosystem. We don't own it, right? Human beings aren't the be all and end all. We can still learn. That's a surprise. Number 5, you can be yourself. Finally. Yes, you've been holding it in for years and years. Nobody's ever seen the real you. In fact, who the hell are you? Sometimes you're with friends, you're laughing and giggling, but that isn't you. A lot of people write to me, I'm like, whoa, you are completely different from that Instagram selfie. But it happens like that. It allows you to move into your true authenticity. It allows you to remove the filter. And that's why a lot of people who are alone are usually scratching their nuts or meditating or breathing in that good ass prana, baby. You are now at one with the universe. That might sound really corny, but it's true. Because once again, if you are alone, if you go to a wilderness, if you get stuck in a desert, car breaks down, it happens. You are really gonna find out a lot about yourself until eventually you be yourself. And you'll be smiling after a lot of crying. Number 6, a big surprise I found being alone for a long period of time was that other people's validation was not so important. Approval. I've been making videos for a long time sharing, so I have developed a unique style. That is why we have over 500,000 subscribers. There are no accidents. But you see, I couldn't have created all of this success if I went with a crowd. When you realize you don't have to apologize for who you are. You aren't here to be who they want you to be. You are here to be who you want you to be. And that's what being alone reveals to you. That you don't have to please other people. When I first started, people were saying, don't say peace, please don't. I said, why not? The cat down the road loves it. I love it. But the numbers don't lie. That's why we're growing and growing. Where are those people right now? Nowhere to be seen. So if you have a lot of people telling you what to do, go into nature, breathe in the good ass prana, meditate, and realize you can ignore everyone, because you will now begin to hear yourself for the first time, and it will be fantastic. Number seven, you now get in touch with your emotions, the energy in motion, your inner guidance GPS telling you, where should I go from here? You see, our emotions are almost like a blueprint for our whole existence in this moment in time. If you feel a certain way about me, I feel a certain way about you, we got a whole lot to talk about. If you love me, I love you back. A lot of the times, you might become really frustrated all of a sudden. You now have to go back to the drawing board and say, why do I feel like this? When you are alone for long periods of time, you get to see your whole thinking pattern. You might think about someone in a really negative way, but you don't want to judge yourself for thinking that. You don't want to judge yourself for thinking that, because that's what meditation is, when you release resistance. But you want to question yourself to say, why? What is this showing me about myself? Or if you love someone, what is this showing me about myself? I got a really big heart. I just bought them some flowers. I just took them here, took them there. So you get in touch with the real you. You get in touch with the real you for once, right? You get in touch with everything you are feeling. A lot of us, we've become disconnected, desensitized, and that's why we are afraid to be ourselves. That is what is keeping you away from really growing and manifesting, because once again, you're not in touch with your emotions. Your emotions they reveal to you your deepest desires and wishes. That is why people who are really emotional say, oh, she's so emotional, he's so emotional. That's a good thing, because it means they know what they want, they're gonna get it, and they are having that energy in motion. They are feeling alive. Number 8. Are you afraid of the dark? Being alone shows you that Light and dark are two sides of the same coin. No darkness without light, no light without darkness. It's a unification of the poles. We live in a mirage of separation. Ever notice why a lot of dark things are really negative and a lot of light things are really positive? It's all by design. But in actuality, they're both the same. It's just a perception of the mind. As a psychologist, you begin to discover that a lot of people have suppressed emotions. I talk to people every day. Been doing this for years. Been analyzing myself for years. Knowing myself. Been on this journey for a long time. Human beings are in a huge predicament on the planet if they don't take a look at their shadow self, which is all the suppressed, buried emotions. A lot of people, you ask them, how are you? They say, I'm fine. Fearful, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. You've never been fine in your life. Take that grin off your face. Okay, I'm going through a lot. That's better. That's what I always say to people. That's better. Let's talk real. My life isn't perfect. I'm no saint. This ain't the Brady Bunch. I'm a human being. I'm a multi-dimensional being. I am everything in the cosmos. That means I will experience everything. When you can allow yourself to be crazy and realize you aren't crazy, you are just expressing all the different sides of yourself, you now become your greatest version. You can only do that when you are alone. A lot of us, we want to follow trends. We don't follow trends, we create them. No slow motion for that. Being alone allows you to look at your unresolved issues. When I was in nature, I was like, I'm really scared right now, feeling really anxious right now, don't know what to do right now, because I realized I had a whole lot of work to do. When you're with people, it takes your mind off all of that stuff, so you don't have time to really look at what is really inside of you. That's why in ancient times, people, the sages, you always see them alone, because they were once again creating infinite balance within themselves. So being alone is not negative. In fact, it is one of the greatest ways to heal yourself. Number 9, you are more creative, hands down. I realized when I was deciding whether or not I should really go into nature every day and say, can I get a hello there? When I was thinking about that, I was like, is it a good idea? But being alone for prolonged periods of time, you begin to lose fear, which is false evidence appearing real. You become more creative because you are more meditative, which puts you in the alpha brainwave state. I don't have a script. There is no filter. I don't know what I'm gonna say next. I'm left-handed. That's probably why. You are more creative when you are alone because there is no interference. Let me repeat that. You are more creative when you are alone because there is no interference. Ever done something and then someone say, actually do it this way, then you change it and then you feel really uncomfortable, really gushy inside? Not a good feeling. When you are alone, you just do whatever. Get a child. I used to work in a school. I used to work in a school for years. And with autistic children, people with ADHD, when children are in their own element, parents, we know this. Leave them alone. They'll be happy with just a piece of paper. Human beings, a lot of us adults, we need to be happy with Ferrari. When you are alone, you are very creative because, once again, it's you and whatever you are interacting with. Sometimes when you have a lot of people around, so many distractions, it's a beautiful thing. But once again, you move out of your authenticity sometimes, unless you have been in the wilderness to really find yourself. And number 10 surprising things being alone does to you. You realize how much you need people. I need you. I love you. I'm a Pisces, for goodness sakes. A lot of Pisces, we can literally be alone and be fine with it. We're pretty comfortable like that. But even though I'm very independent, I realize after being in nature for so many years, that nothing in nature is alone. Everything is in a symbiotic relationship with everything else. So being alone is an illusion. You can never be alone because you need that good ass prana to be alive. It's the law of exchange everywhere. You realize how much you need people. I wouldn't be where I am today without amazing people, for goodness sakes. People who just load me with love. I load them with love. It's like a love festival. Every single day I meet amazing people. They keep me going. I've got supporters in every single continent on the planet. I support people on every single continent on the planet. Being alone, you realize that it is the ego that creates a separation. We are all one. Therefore, we all need each other. You don't have to always say, okay, I'm alone. I'm so strong. I'm so brave. No, sometimes you got to admit you need people. You need to be in a healthy relationship. Because through relationships, we even discover more about ourselves. We even find ourselves more. And that's what I've noticed. I love being alone. I will always be alone, go into nature just to get away from you. Recharge. But as Infinite Waters has been growing over the years, like millions of people, worldwide, global, I'm always around people every single day, amazing people. And I love it because there was a time where I was just alone creating in the bunkers, in the trenches. Now I'm always around people, amazing people. So I've had the best of both worlds. What's helped me in the long run is realizing it's all about balance. A lot of the times I wake up, I do some good yoga. That's my alone time. But that's not a lot of time, but it's good enough. And then throughout the day, I'm meeting people, I'm talking to people, I'm growing, I'm always collaborating with people. So it's the perfect balance of being by yourself and being with people. And being alone for a long period of time, you now realize, goodness gracious, I don't want to be alone for that long again. I want to be around you in your house, eating some watercress on the balcony. And it's beautiful. So there you have it. You're amazing. We're amazing. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. We're out here. We're in nature. We're having fun. Infinite Waters. Diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.